Hello to Senani. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Ruben. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for chat to you again today. So, what was it like going into a recording studio when you recorded your debut single called No More?
Yeah, well, actually, the album that song is from, which is called Infinity, I recorded that whole album over a period of 2 to 3 days. Oh, well, actually 3 or 4 days. So I've just got the bands in, and we just basically did, I think, 4 songs a day. Like they laid down all their parts, the drums, the keys, the guitar, the bass, and yeah, so the music was kind of done in about 4 days or so, and then no more wasn't specifically recorded as its own thing, and then yeah, so it was pretty good. Like we were, I think some of the players thought that it had a bit of a reggae sort of sound, and they wanted me to go a little bit more reggae with it, but I thought, oh, I want to stick to my soul R&B sort of style. But interestingly, with this current album, I ventured a little bit into reggae, and I thought about, well, yeah, I think I have to be open to what the song kind of, the sound of that it kind of leans towards, rather than just thinking, oh, I just got to be this genre. So yeah, so no more was, it was actually one of their songs that was very much connected with, where I talk about no more poverty, no more pollution, no more violence and war and so forth. So it was one of those types of songs which had really deep meaning. And yeah, so it was really nice to record it, the vocals. But interestingly, and kind of this is a little bit of a surprise, I've got 2 new versions of it coming out as well in the future, which has been translated into Hindi, so which is like the language of India, and also one in my native language, which is Sinhalese, which is the language of one of the languages of Sri Lanka. So yeah, so I'm going to be releasing that over the next year or so as
That
well.
sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So, was it very daunting when you first went in the studio, though?
No, because I have been doing little bits and pieces along the way since I was very young. So if anything, it felt like home in a
Like
sense.
natural to you?
Yeah, like very familiar, very and exciting actually, because creating something with musicians, and we're creating something together. So it was actually a very uplifting and joyful sort of experience. So there was no, I don't even think about being nervous or anxious about it. It was more like being in the moment and just seeing what flowed. Yeah.
So, can you more about your debut EP, Infinity?
Yeah, so Infinity, it was kind of well, actually that one and this current album, they both are very inspired through, I would say, through a process called channeling, which I didn't do on intention, but it's just where you receive the melodies, the lyrics, the music, through a process called channeling, which is from a source outside yourself. So, from, I would say, another dimension in a sense. So that, well, actually, Infinity is actually a full album, but I released it through streaming as an EP, with only singles on it. But there is actually a full album of songs for that particular project. Yeah, so that was, I felt it was kind of setting the groundwork for what was to come for this current album, in terms of gathering together the musicians that I wanted to work with, and then also setting the stage for eventually me putting my input with this current album as a keyboard player. So developing a few more skills, watching, what the musicians did, and yeah, so it's kind of set the groundwork for me as an artist, and a creator. Yeah, so that album, sorry, it produced my probably my main single at that time, which is called Free, and that song did quite well in different parts of the world. I mean, not the mainstream, but in the underground scene. And it got recognized in like the US and UK and in Sri Lanka as well. So yeah, so it's an album that I'm happy with. But I feel like I've grown, and according to an engineer that I worked with over the years and currently, he says I've matured as a artist and singer and creator. Yeah.
You must feel proud about that. Your music has come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like, I think back then, like with that album, it was a little bit more commercial. Like now, I've just been open to other influences. Like there's a little bit of a jazz influence in some of the songs. There's alternative sort of influences. There's a bit of reggae, and yeah, it's quite different actually. Yeah, yeah, it's probably less. How would I say? Bubblegum, maybe less bubblegum. So a bit more kind of mature in that sense. Yeah.
So, do you enjoy playing the piano or the keyboard?
Yeah. So I learned the piano growing up. So I went through the grades, and I really love playing the piano. It's and piano and also accompanying myself. And I did that quite a bit as a teenager, and then in the early stages when I was performing live. But then as I started to record, I kind of stopped doing that, and I connected more with the professional musicians because I think I always thought that I wasn't as good, because I didn't get to complete all the grades, and so I had this kind of, it was this more of a psychological, mental kind of thing where I thought, no, leave it up to the professionals. But then with this album, I thought, well, I think I need to show the musicians how I want it to sound, because with Infinity, I didn't get to do that. They kind of interpret it without having a template. So I thought, no, I'm going to create a template this time. So it was really great to go to my keyboard, which is a Korg 01W FD, and then nut out all of the parts like the drums, the bass, the all the keyboard parts, the percussion, even like the scratches, the DJ scratches. So I worked out all of those parts, and quite a bit of it is actually still in the final recordings, and then present that to the musicians as a template of how I wanted it to sound. So yeah, and so all of the chords and all of that is from my original, what I originally created, yeah, in the initial stages of the song writing process.
So, can you tell me about your first single released this year called "Love Me Only If You Love Yourself"?
Uh huh. Yes, so that one, actually, that one is the second one from the album. The first one was Know You Better. Love Me Only If You Love Yourself is a soul R&B sort of laid back ballady sort of style, a little bit of a groove in there. Um, and I really enjoy singing those ballads actually because I get to showcase the vocal, a little bit more of the vocal side in terms of all of the range, the vocal range, and whereas with the faster tracks like Dangerous Woman, which is my newest latest track, it's more about the beat and the groove and the feel and a little bit of showcasing of vocals, but probably not as much. So I really enjoyed with the with Love Me Only If You Love Yourself, being able to be more expressive with my singing style. Yeah, but the song has also, obviously, with the song title, a very deep meaning. So it's about self love, and it's actually it's actually something that my twin flame said to me once, and yeah, so he actually said, "You cannot love fully another if you don't love yourself." And when I was thinking about songs to write, that sort of came into my head, and I thought, oh, that'll be a great topic for a song. So that's how it actually, I know this is the interview, but funny enough, he actually sent me a message. It came up on the screen just as we were, like just a minute ago, as we were talking. So that's yeah, he must know that that I'm thinking or talking about him.
So, tell me more about your latest single called Dangerous Woman.
Yeah, so Dangerous Woman, that was very interesting because it's very different. It's a pop rock style with a bit of hip hop in there, so it's a fusion of three different styles. It's quite commercial. It's catchy. Like the chorus is quite catchy. It's very empowering sort of song. So it's quite strong in terms of how it sounds, but also the lyrics. So that song is about transforming the lower frequencies within, such as fear and sadness and anger, and transforming that into higher frequencies like love and joy and unity. And so transforming darkness to light, basically. And that is within, but also without. So, because I think when we transform those sort of qualities within, we do change our external reality. So, yeah, so it sort of came about in an interesting way because the very original inspiration for that song was and someone in the music industry that I was working with, and he was telling me a story about it, kind of a bit of a tough story. He had to take someone else within the industry, take legal action against them because there was some breach of music copyright, actually. And so he was telling me the story about that, and then I just felt, empathetic to what he was going through, and then I kind of felt annoyed for him. And then I thought, oh, that's so bad how someone could do that to him, and then it kind of created the feeling of wanting to stand up and set boundaries and, take action. And so on the back of that and a dream that I had the night before I wrote the song, which was about Prince, actually. So there was a dream where I was writing songs with Prince. And then when I woke up, then suddenly this song came out of that, of both of those two things. So the dream with Prince and this thinking about the situation with the music friend of mine. So yeah, so yeah, so that's the background to how that song got um, created.
So we'll be listening any new music in the near future.
Yes, I'm planning to release um, the third song from the album. Oh, sorry, the fourth song. Losing track of all the songs. The fourth song from the album, which is called Reunion. So it's a reggae sort of influenced R&B reggae sort of fusion style song, and that's going to be released in January actually. The video clip for that was filmed in Sri Lanka, so I'm planning to do a bit of a promotion there and then release the song around, I would say, mid early to mid January or so. And that song is about basically what happens when your twin, like your soulmate or your twin flame, when you come together, like you've been apart, and then are you gonna, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? And the only thing that you can really do is unite with them or reunite. So that's basically the topic of that song. Um, yeah.
So you're going to be all these singles that you're going to release in going to be a part of an album. So can you tell me more about music about the Mirror? Are you going to release not next year but the year after?
Yeah, so there's 16 songs on the album. All of the songs have been recorded and are pretty much ready, but I've decided to release one song at a time. So one song every 6 to 8 weeks, and just focus on promoting it. And then next year I'm planning to actually start doing live performances. And I thought, well, because I don't want to kind of release the whole album and then everyone's heard all of the music and there's nothing more to kind of promote anymore. Or so I thought it's a great idea if I could prolong the whole journey of showcasing the music from that album, because it took about almost 2 years to write and record and so forth. So it's probably a great idea if I prolong the marketing of it as well.
So what's it like being this independent artist for you?
I really enjoy it because I get to have a full handle on every aspect of, from the creating of the music and the types of songs, the lyrics, the way that I present myself. There's a real freedom in the whole process, and I'm not being pushed to do anything, or I'm not being stopped to in terms of being stopped or blocked in what I want to do. So it's a very freeing sort of process actually, and I think I've realized with connecting more with social media, that a lot of independent artists, and I'm finding myself as well, that there is great avenues to present your music to a wider audience through social media. So that's quite enjoyable too. Yeah.
So what about promotion? I hear that CJC Promotions is doing some promoting for you. So how did that come about?
Yeah, no, that's been a really great, she's been really great. So she's based in the UK, and thank you for the introduction, Ruben. Yeah, she's really enthusiastic and very highly connected with so many radio shows and people in the industry all over the world. So not just in the UK, but also in the USA and also in Australia and different parts of the world. So it's been really great. I'm really thankful for connecting with her, and and she's also so amazing in terms of being very personal and just supportive of each and every artist that she works with. Yeah.
So hopefully you're going to do some live performances in the near future. So are you looking forward to get back performing again?
Yeah, I love performing. It's very different from when you're writing, recording, and creating music. And it's also very different from marketing the music. It's like another step or another kind of aspect of the whole thing where you're very much in the moment and you're connecting with your audience. Very, very, what's the word? Not just through a screen and not just through yeah, social media. It's actually people are there. Or actually, I have been doing some live performances through social media because these days that's what people do as well. But I think when you're with an audience, it's a totally different kind of experience. It's, I used to get a little bit nervous when I would perform live, because you just want everything to be perfect, including the sound, and because everything is in the moment and sometimes spontaneous, and anything can happen really. Because I really love to rehearse and just get it all like a really great show together. But I can be a bit of a self-critical and a perfectionist sort of person that I always think it could be better. So that bit I have to kind of get over that and just accept, no, that's organic, that's the way that it came out, and just enjoy the whole process when you're in it.
Yeah, because there's some great independent venues here in the UK. So have you thought about coming over to the UK at some point in the near future? I know it's a bit of a logistics come Australia, but we get to see you in Australia in UK.
Yeah, and actually, I was in the UK promoting Infinity a few years ago, and there was some really great places. I managed to connect with a guitarist there who's from Australia, but he lives there, and we were doing little gigs here and there around. Is it Hampden?
London, London way. Yeah,
Hampden. That I think where they have all of the. I think that's the live music area, isn't it?
yeah.
Hampden. Yeah. So we were doing quite a few different shows, and I met different people, and I was there for about 2 or 3 months, I think. Yeah, doing that. Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, you have to come back. So finally, can you tell my listeners where can I find you on your social media?
Um, I've got the Facebook, Instagram. Also, I've just started with TikTok, and then I've got YouTube. But all of those platforms I go under as Senani Music. So it's basically like Instagram.com/Senani Music, Facebook.com/Senani Music, and YouTube as well, same. Yeah, so all of those platforms, and probably the one that I'm most active, I'm probably active on all of them actually. Yeah.
You're also on Patreon, so can you tell me, my listeners, more about that if they wanted to join you?
Yeah, so I have created a Patreon. I haven't quite got it up and going fully as yet, but I think sometime next year, early next year, I'll be letting people know about that, and where they can actually join and be part of the community of me presenting some more content, and even more exclusive sort of content on there, with music, and and also because I'm planning to release a CD. So yeah, so I'll probably have some signed CDs available as well through that.
Yeah, I think it's very good to support an independent artist through Patreon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks. Let me chat to you again today.
Thank you. It was really, really good to speak with you, Ruben.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.